Welcome to Gaming Rarities. I'm Dan. Thank you for clicking and for watching. So we're on the road to 400 subscribers now. So if you like what you see, you know what to do. So today we're going to be going through my entire light gun collection. These are official PlayStation light guns only, in the box, cardboard boxes with the games. But before we do that, I just wanted a quick talk about my Vinted page. So last week's video, I said during that I have a Vinted page, and a lot of my stuff that you'll see on this channel, especially on the CEX roulettes, ends up on there eventually. If it's a game, I'll play it, and then once I've completed it, or if I don't like it, it'll go on Vinted. And if it's a UMD or something that I've seen or I don't want to collect, it'll go on my Vinted. And I just want to reiterate that if you are coming from YouTube or TikTok or any content that I make, and you want anything that's on my Vinted page, the link will be down below for that. Or just search Dan the Dude 66 on Vinted, because that's my name on there. If you want any of that and you come from here, give me a message, send me an offer that you might think is ridiculous, and tell me it right underneath that you came from here, and I'm more than willing to do a massive discount for anybody who's coming from here. There might be the odd time on Vinted where I buy something for kind of £2 or £3 that I've bought on CEX that I'll sell for 50, 60 quid sometimes, but to you guys, I'm more than happy to do a massive discount on that. So make sure you go and have a look at my Vinted, follow it, whatever. Just if you see something you like, make sure you send me a message and we'll come to a deal. So let's get into these light guns. We're going to go through them all from starting with the PlayStation 1 all the way up to the PlayStation 3. Only official ones. We're not going to open them all. We're just going to kind of look at the boxes. I'll open a couple just to show you what's inside them. And let's get into it. So we'll start off with the OG, the original light gun game for the PlayStation 1, and that is Time Crisis. This box is slightly bigger than any other box that you're going to see on the video today, just slightly wider and longer. It also contains the game, obviously, the gun, and the AV, like multi-AV cable. Some of the guns you'll see today do have that cable included, some don't. I think as it got to the newer ones, PS2 had it kind of built into the gun, so you didn't need it so much, but I'm not sure on that, so let me know in the comments if you know otherwise. So it wasn't until I started filming this video that I noticed that it says action on the box there at the bottom. You can see at the bottom of the video. I think that's very cool. Not to be sold separately, it should be on the games if it's the one that's actually included in the pack. This one is in excellent condition for its age, considering it's the first one. The game's pretty perfect. The box is really neat, has excellent corners. As you can see, in there is the gun and the cable kind of fitted into the controller port on the PS1, and you plug the other bits into the TV. You will need a CRT TV to play these games. They won't work on newer TVs, unfortunately. Next up, we've got the sequel, which is Time Crisis Project Titan. Again, as you can see, I've put the other box behind it, so you can see just it is a little bit bigger. Unfortunately, the condition of this one is pretty poor, especially in comparison to, well, most of the other boxes you're going to see today. This is probably the worst of the bunch. It's got some kind of rips and tears, and as you can see, this one did not include the cable, just the gun and the game. See, I'm unsure if it would still work. It must be able to still work without the cable. Surely they wouldn't not include it if it wasn't essential. But there you can see it's multilingual, has some game images on the back. No action this time, as you'll see, just some more artwork. And this one is also missing any form of cardboard inserts or polystyrene, anything like that. It's just the game and the gun in the box. This one also has a crack on the game case, pretty poor. I think I got this one from Facebook Marketplace for pretty cheap, so I'm not going to complain. I think it was only like £15 when I bought it. So you're not going to moan about the condition too much. And the essential thing to me when I buy a box like this is that it's got one good side, that when you display it on the shelf next to the others, it all looks kind of fine. And this does have at least one good side that will sit nicely on the shelf. So it's not the end of the world. Point Blank up next. One of 2 Point Blank games on the PlayStation 1. Oh, sorry, 3 Point Blank games on the PlayStation 1. But the third one did not come boxed with a gun. Only the first 2 had this box and gun kind of special edition pack. So there you can see some images from the game and in English. I don't know if you want to read that description. This is probably my favorite light gun game series there is on the PlayStation. Love the challenges of these kind of mini games involved in this. Right up my street. So this one is in also excellent condition. It's basically perfect. Game has still got a kind of Tekken insert or Namco insert in there. Manual. It's in excellent shape. This box is near perfect as well. As you can see, underneath the kind of thing that holds the game in there is a white box. Has the gun all nicely boxed up inside. Just thought I'd show the gun a bit more on this. It's the same as the first two boxes you've seen, but it's got some extra buttons on the side for ducking when you're reloading and things like that. Obviously the trigger. But yeah, it's pretty heavy weight for the guns as well. They've got a nice bit of weight to them. They feel nice in the hand, you know, when you're using it. As you can see, it's got the cable that plugs into your TV, and then you've got the extra cable there, still in the packet. Still unsure as to why you need that. I should have researched it a bit more really, but I think it might be to do with the sound, or I can't remember why you needed this extra cable, but there it is. Next up is Point Blank 2, the sequel to Point Blank 1, obviously. Box is not as good as the first one, but still pretty good. Again, just the game and the gun, no cable included extra. Or it doesn't say it should be in there anyway, but it might be in there anyway. This one, I actually got both of these in one lot from eBay. I already had the first one, but I really needed the second one. And I got both, the two that you've just seen, in pretty much perfect condition for £100 a pair delivered on eBay. I was really chuffed. Moving on to the PlayStation 2 and the G-Con 2 is Time Crisis 2, the sequel to Time Crisis 1 and Project Titan. There's more Time Crises to come. Not the best condition box, but still has a gun that has pixel perfect accuracy, apparently. That's a common theme on these PlayStation 2 box G-Con boxes. Time Crisis 2 is an iconic game, in my opinion. It is a core memory of walking into arcades when you're a kid and seeing those two guys and playing it in arcades. So this is Time Crisis 3, and there was a competition there for a gold G-Con. If you found it in the box, you won some prizes. I don't know. I looked up after making this video if there is any for sale anywhere, if anybody ever found a G-Con 2, and they are extremely pricey and rare. If you ever saw one, make sure you jump on it because it looks very cool. They're literally painted gold and shiny gold, and they look incredible. They're kind of only competition prizes from what I could make out, but they look insane. Anyway, all these kind of PlayStation 2 boxes with the window there, they have obviously the game in the window, and they all pull out the same way. I thought I'd open one to show you. This one is in much better condition than Time Crisis 2. That's why I'm showing you this one. Not to be sold separately, still on the game. And you kind of open it out to reveal another white box underneath with the gun in. Once I've battled with the box, we'll get that out of there and show you. It's all kind of neatly tucked away in there. The G-Con 2 is a lot more kind of streamlined compared to the clunkier G-Con 1. It's got more buttons on the side. It's also got a directional D-pad, which you'll see. This one also just plugs into the USB of the PlayStation 2 rather than the controller port. Button on the side for ducking and reloading. And yeah, pretty good gun overall. Not sure how I feel about the blue compared to the silver of the first one, or grey. But yeah, it's still an iconic piece of hardware for the PlayStation 1. Also has a button underneath. But yeah, there it is in its glory, the G-Con 2. Let's look at a few more. So next we've got Crisis Zone. To be fair, this box is pretty ropey as well. These I got from CEX, a couple of these. They are all on the website as boxed with gun, but you're not guaranteed to get the box. I've ordered many before I actually got a box. You just get the game and the gun normally, and the cable if it's included, which often it's not. If it is essential, you don't get it. But yeah, it's pixel perfect accuracy again. Box is okay. This is a very similar kind of game to Time Crisis, kind of terrorist vibe, up against the clock. But yeah, an excellent game, not to be sold separately again. I'm a big fan of all of these. You know what you get when you're buying a Namco gun game. This one's got a bit of a darker theme. Vampire Knight. Again, boxed with the window so you can see the game. Box is all good. Some more pixel perfect accuracy. And some shots from the game on the back there. Yeah, it's kind of a dark, beat up demons type game. You know the drill when it comes to vampire games. But shoot 'em ups, it's holds up well today. All of these games hold up really well today if you love your gun games. This one is one of the rarer ones, Ninja Assault. It's really hard to find the box for this one. I actually got this from CEX again, and this one actually came with a sealed game in it. You can see the sticker from CEX from when I got it. Yeah, this game inside is sealed. I think I do open it to show you actually. But yeah, really lucky to get a sealed game. Although this one does not say that it's not to be sold separately when all the other games I have do. So I'm unsure if this was actually meant to be included. It seems a bit strange. It's also not got an official seal. It's just kind of the wrap. No PlayStation 2 seal, which makes me think that it is meant to be part of a bundle. They kind of did that sometimes with bundles like this. But yeah, sealed game is pretty cool to get from CEX. And lastly on our list today, the only one released for the PlayStation 3 officially, from what I can gather, is Time Crisis 4. All five Time Crisis games came boxed with guns. This gun is extremely different to everything else. This is the only gun that you can use in everything we've seen today on a normal, kind of up-to-date TV, flat screen TV. It has some extra bits included so you can use it on a new TV, which I'll show you once we get into the box. The gun is also a very, very different design compared to the G-Con 2 and 1. Let's get into it and I'll show you. Unfortunately, again, this was a CEX purchase. Unfortunately, it has no inserts in the box, but I'm not too fussed about that. This is the gun. It kind of has a separate directional D-pad there, obviously coloured orange, straight into the USB port of your PS3. Kind of got that chunky side bit. Really not sure what I make of that design. It's more of a machine gun as well than a pistol. There's the game, not to be sold separately. And here are the sensors. So you kind of hang these around your TV. They can kind of stick to the sides. And that's how it determines where you're pointing the gun. So yeah, pretty cool, pretty different. The last one I know to exist that I need is Ghoul Panic. I've had a couple of near misses on this. I actually had an auction on eBay a couple of years ago, and Retro Rummage beat me to it. I saw it on his next video, and I sent him a message afterwards saying, "Did you win that?" And he did, and it got damaged in the post, and he actually ended up getting it for about £80, I think, because it had some damage. But yeah, back to the other Dan. And there we have it, my complete PlayStation Lightgun collection. If you see a boxed Ghoul Panic about, please let me know. Maybe Retro Rummage can sell me his one day. Thank you for clicking and for watching. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, and let me know if you want to see anything more in the future. Suggestions for videos are always welcome. I'm going to do a Metal Gear Solid video coming up with all the Metal Gear Solid stuff I've got, plus a lot of other things I've got coming up. So make sure you stay subscribed if you want to see it all, and I'll see you next time.